Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Chris's Awareness Knits. Today we're going to start out with some finished objects, some works in progress, and then we're going to do Flash My Stash. So I haven't been feeling very well since the new year. Kind of injured myself somehow. So I've been having a lot of trouble crocheting and knitting without pain. So I've been making very good use of my Centro knitting machine. So I have made one hat, two hats, three hats, four hats. This one with a cool dual color, or you could have it just be all pink if you want, which I think is pretty cool. You could do the orange and pink, or you can do the full pink. Up to you. Got another kind of purpley one, like very similar to this one. The colors are just off by just a little bit. And a red and white one. So I've made all of these within the last couple of days since I have this big old bruise. As you can see, it's quite a monster. And every time I go to like knit or crochet, it ends up hitting something and it just ends up hurting. So I've just been really using my knitting machine, my Centro, to make a bunch of hats. So those are my finished objects. I have also been using my Centro to make a bunch of scarves, but I have not finished them. I haven't weaved in the ends and connected them. So I have this lovely yellow one. And I love the tube knitting function on the Centro because I can get these double-sided hats where they're too thick. And I can also make these wonderful, nice and thick, lovely scarves. But I haven't done up the ends yet. So I have one yellow one. I have one blue one. Kind of a purpley pink one to match the purpley pink hat. I've got this one, which I think came out really good. It's kind of got like a marled effect. I just held two strands together. And all of these are still works in progress because I haven't finished them. I've just made giant tubes. They're not scarves yet, not until I tie up the ends, but I got another marled one. White and red, which seems to be a giant favorite of mine. Got another one. Another blue. This one didn't come out quite as marled as I'd wish it had. It's still an interesting pattern. You can check it out. Kind of cool on one side. And my last one. This is a blue with a purple. You can't really tell that well with the light being so strong. Do you see the purpling? So yeah, that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days since I injured myself. So those are my works in progress because I haven't... I really need to knit the ends together. I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 scarves that need to be finished. It's just so annoying. I also started working a little bit on that. I told you guys I was gonna make a pillow out of this material. me turn down the light a little bit. It's really strong. You really can't see the color of the material. It's a light baby blue. I think it'll end up making a really nice pillow cover. But every time I start working on it, my arm starts hurting. So me and my crochet hook have to take frequent breaks, which is really depressing, which is how I ended up with quite so many tubes. Because I'm off work until the 10th, so I really want to take this time to get some progress on paring down my stash into sellable materials, because I've set up my blog. It's at chrissawareness.knits.com, where I am selling a couple of different items. You can buy them directly from the site. If you remember my little froggies, you can buy them. My little mushroom buddy, you can buy them. I just really have to go through and put all of those finished objects and all the hats up. I decided on getting my own website because everyone was talking about how much money you lose using the other websites, and I wanted my own domain name, and I wanted a blog, and I wanted this and that and the other thing, because God knows you can't stop me from branching out. I got that crafting ADD like nobody's business. Alright, so check out my website, I guess. Let's see. Now, I said the next thing that I was going to do is a little bit of Flash My Stash. So, in order not to have too much crinkly, I've taken each one out on its own. This one is called Machi. It's this kanji right here. That means normal size. It's a oki. So that's like a 4. And it is all acrylic. 70% acrylic, 30%. It just, the kanji just says hair, but I always assume that's wool because it doesn't say what kind of hair. So usually there's like a little character that says what it is, and so it'll say hair, and then it'll have like a parentheses, and then it'll say alpaca or hair mohair, so that you know what it is. Sometimes it'll even say hair, the character for hair and the character for sheep, so that you know exactly what it is. But a lot of times it just says hair. What does that mean? I don't know. But this is a very nice red. It's really, you can tell by the thing that it's really old, because I buy all of my yarns secondhand, essentially. I've got 6 or 7 of these in this beautiful red color. There, you can see it a little bit better what color it is. Beautiful red color. So these are nice. It's a very old-fashioned label, so I know it's quite old. I've got something a little bit newer. This is by Hamanaka, which I already told you guys was the #1 yarn brand in all of Japan. So this is Wanpaku Denise. I don't know what that means. Wanpaku Denise. Does it sound like anything in English? Anyway. or renpaku denisu. It is acrylic. It says it's high color acrylic, 70%, and then 30% is mohair, or is hair. So that's wool again, probably. Sometimes they write out in katakana woru, but whenever they write out woru, I'm pretty sure that's synthetic wool. And when they write hair, that's actual wool. So, yeah. A lovely pink. Very squish. This would make a very lovely baby blanket. Again, it's medium weight. So it's probably like a 4. Okay. Then this stuff. This lovely tweed. Whoops. This lovely tweed. I have actually used some of it. It's called the Papillon. It's Papillon Shetto. I don't know what that means. Papillon Shetto. 90% mohair, or 90% hair. 13% of that is mohair. And then 10% polyester. I've actually used this to make a purse, and I've been using that purse pretty much exclusively for over a year and not had any problems with it whatsoever. It's actually really beautiful. I was afraid that it was going to be roving, but it's really not. It's just loose spun. It's just a loose spun, but I would call that a number 5, maybe a heavy number 4. But it's really pretty. It's got purples and greens and reds in it, all covered in this gray mohair. Quite lovely. And I still have 5 or 6 balls of this. So, wonder what I'll do with that next. Then the next thing I got is some, well, it's nylon. I didn't even know they sold nylon as like knitting yarn. It's like just straight nylon or rayon. It says Nihon Rayon. The brand is Cinderella. You can see her over there, Cinderella. The brand is Cinderella. It says nylon on it, and then it says Nihon Rayon. But I don't know what do you use this for? Am I supposed to make stockings? I have it in multiple colors. No idea what to do with it. So if you have some suggestions about what you would do with the nylon yarn, please leave them in the comments below, because I've got like 4 or 5 of these brown ones. I got like 6 pink ones and a blue ones. I ended up just getting a whole bunch with this one order because I buy people's stashes. I have no idea what to do with this nylon. Okay. Then I've got this lovely black. It's called YL Knit Fancy Yarn. High quality knitting yarn, it says in English. And on the back it says wool 100%, 50 gram ball. It's another 3, maybe a 4. It is rough. This stuff is not soft at all. I'm not sure what I would make out of this. Maybe it would soften up after a couple of washes, but it is not soft at all. And this stuff I think is relatively new based on the banding. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of these in this black. Maybe I can mix them with something else and turn them into a colorful mixed hat, something like that. And the last thing I have to show you is this. It is called New something May Kara. It is so squishy. It's so soft. It's 60% acrylic, 32% hair, whatever that means. It's this lovely, like, emerald green. I don't know how well you can see the color. So it's very new because it has a QR code on it where you can go get some how to make these. Try to get there you go. How to make these coasters. You can go get a thing online. So this stuff is very new. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of those. It even says new on it, and it says medium, but it's really more of a sport weight. Yeah. So really, that's all I have to show you guys today. It is World Human Rights Month. And I know some of you don't like being reminded of these things, but a particular human right that I want to talk about today is the human right to control your own reproductive system. It is stated as a human right under the UN Human Rights Council. Forced pregnancy is breaking people's human rights. And it's happening in every country all over the world. Educated women, uneducated women. If you end up with the wrong guy, it could happen to you. And it's a human rights violation. It absolutely is. So if you are in a situation in which someone is threatening you with forced pregnancy or someone is taking away your reproductive rights, because it's not just forcing people to reproduce, it's stopping people from reproducing as well. Control over your own reproductive system is a human right. Because women are human. But men are too. And there have been places all around the world where women and men have been sterilized without their consent. And so there's forced pregnancies due to emotional or physical abuse. There's forced pregnancies due to religious abuse. Then there's forced sterilizations. And they all fall under this same heading of forced, of reproductive abuse. You should have control of your reproductive system. As a man, as a woman, as an MB, whatever you qualify yourself as, you should have control over your reproductive system. And I know in the United States that has recently come a little bit under fire. But the United States has been doing forced sterilizations for decades. And forced birthing for, or not even decades, hundreds of years. And forced birth for just as long. just something to keep in mind as you go about your day. I hate to end every single video on a downer, but that's kind of what I need my channel to be. It needs to be a place where I can express all of these views, where I can bring awareness to all of these issues. Now, I would love to be able to do something about it. I would love to be able to give money or give things or give just hope. I don't have the resources right now. So that's why I opened up a business, so that maybe I can sell off some of my hobby and use it to support people. Because all you can do is the best that you can do. And these things shouldn't be happening in our world. So I hope you enjoyed all my finished objects, my unfinished objects, my giant bruise. And a little bit of a view of what kind of yarn you can find in Japan that you can't find elsewhere. Because you just can't. Whereas I can't find Red Heart Super Saber with love. You guys can't find new something ni kata. Ni kata. I don't know what that kanji is. I don't know what it is. So even if you were to get this, how to make this star, you wouldn't understand it because it would be in a foreign language. So I hope you enjoyed talking with me today. I appreciate you for watching. Have a good day.